Alright, so I'm bringing you another old match here. This is a never-used match against Fulham, a person well, I battled before, and he's really frequent on my stream. So let's get this battle started. And as I mentioned, this is never used, and I'm using my nostalgia team. And yeah, this battle really kind of is a battle of mistakes for both players, and you will see what I mean after, well, as you watch. Regardless, he leads with a Caracosta, and he's going to go for a Shell Smash. I decide just to go for a Toxic because I want to cripple it to make sure it can't really sweep me. And it's probably a mistake because this guy does have the Lumberry, which will remove the poison. So now I'm in an awkward situation that he is already set up with a Shell Smash, and I decide just to go for the Toxic again, hoping that I can survive an Earthquake or two. And it looks to be a 2-hit KO, sadly, just barely after the leftovers. But I do get the Toxic set up, and yeah, at this point, that's still not very good for me, because I'm going to lose Tentacles, and obviously this Terracosta does have a few more turns left of life before it dies to Toxic. So right now I'm just thinking, okay, I need to get damage on it, so I go into Dustbuster, who I think should still be faster, because I am Scarved, and I go for an Aqua Tail, which really does not do that much, and he is going to KO me with Waterfall. So I'm down 2-0 fairly early, and that really sucks, and I really don't know what else to do. But I go out into Politoed here, hoping that he can take at least 2 hits, and yeah, I just go for a, what is it, I Scald, I think, just to try to get more damage, and he goes for an Earthquake. It's not going to even be a 2-hit KO, and my Scald will kill, thankfully, so that's at least fortunate. The Caracosta is taken out before it does any more damage. Anyway, so Dry Toad is like gonna stay in here against this Acelgor, which I probably shouldn't have done because this thing probably has Energy Ball. But it ends up working out for me. He ends up going for the Hidden Power Ice, predicting Altaria, and I resist that, so I end up getting another Toxic off, this time on Acelgor. But I probably should have switched here, but he does go for the Energy Ball, which will obviously annihilate Dry Toad, so goodbye, Dry Toad. Sorry about that. Even with all that special defense, still can't take that Energy Ball too nice. Oh well, so now I do go out in here into Steelix, and I just do that because I want to get rid of this guy, basically. And that's what I decide to do. Now, here's when I discovered a mistake about my Steelix. It apparently does not have Sturdy, which a Steelix should have. It turns out that I forgot to set the nature in my Steelix, and it defaulted to the other ability Steelix can have, aka Rockhead. Oh boy. So I end up getting 1-hit KO'd by that Focus Blast, and that was just really, really sad. Regardless, he's going to switch out now, and he goes out to Miltank, and he ends up realizing that he put the wrong ability on Miltank, because I get a free Calm Mind as he realizes he doesn't have Scrappy. Way to go, Fulham. Well, that is really good for me, because it does give me a free Calm Mind, and now I'm also going to get a sub up, just because I was testing to see if he did have Scrappy, and it turns out he does not, because he switched into Volbeat. Regardless, I do set up a sub, and I don't really know what Volbeat can do to me, so I decided to just go for a Calm Mind as he goes for one of his own subs. And yeah, he does go for a sub, I do go for a Calm Mind, and now I'm just going to start hitting him, because I don't really know what this Volbeat wants to do, and I just feel better if I can just start hitting it. At the very least, I can get rid of the sub. So he does outspeed, which is interesting. He goes for a Tail Glow, and that makes it pretty scary at this point in time. I go for a Shadow Ball, and that does KO, or I'll get rid of his sub, and he's going to go sub again. I don't even know why, I guess hoping that I would do something else, and I guess go for a Calm Mind again, but no, I am just going to keep going for the attacking move. I go for a Shadow Ball, and Volbeat will not withstand it, at least his sub won't. So he's going to go for a Baton Pass here, so he wants to get his Tail Glow into somebody else. He ends up Baton Passing into Superior. But, yeah, Shadow Ball is still doing some nice damage since I have X2 special attack, and, yeah, it's pretty damn good. So, yeah, I do get the special defense drop, not that it really matters, because it would have been a 2-hit KO anyway. He will be able to break my sub here, though, with Superior using an Energy Ball, which will make my sub go down, obviously, because he also has a ton of attack, or special attack, rather. And I just go for a Shadow Ball to finish it off. So, yeah, he goes for a Marowak here, and, sorry, no, he goes into Acelgor, back into Acelgor, and for some reason he goes for the Hidden Power. I guess he expected me to switch for some reason. I still didn't switch into Altaria. So, yeah, I just go for a Shadow Ball to kill it, and, that's pretty nice. Now here he does get a bit unlucky. This is what I thought was coming in next. He goes out into Marowak, and, the thing with this Marowak, well, I mean, just a standard Marowak, obviously using Thick Club, so it has a ton of attack. It definitely could kill me with a Stone Edge, and I don't quite kill with Shadow Ball. Unfortunately for him, he misses with Stone Edge, so yeah, that's pretty fortunate for me, and now it's looking to be, maybe, perhaps, the Mismagius sweep might be real. And Marowak gets taken out, and my Lust is looking real nice, although my Lust is also a trap, because it's apparently male. I think in Pokemon Showdown I set them all to random genders, but every time Mismagius ends up turning male, so it's kind of like a trap there, but regardless, he goes into Volbeat and goes Tail Glow for some reason. I guess because he figures he needs the attack in order to kill me and hoping he can survive a Shadow Ball, but obviously he's not going to at that HP, and I will take it out. And his last Mon is Miltank, and according to him, he has nothing that can hurt me at this point, because he only has Return and Earthquake, I believe he said. And obviously neither of them will hurt me without Scrappy. If he had Scrappy, he'd be able to at least hurt me with a normal move. And yeah, I just go for the Hidden Power Fighting, sorry. He keeps going for Milk Drink, although I am doing, I think, slightly more damage than he is healing. So he's really just stalling for time at this point. Eventually I'm going to get a crit and probably kill him, and I don't know why he keeps doing it. I guess he's just being a jerk, because that's all he's really accomplishing by this stall. But whatever, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I mean, obviously I got some luck in my favor here, and both of us kind of had a mistake on our team. Forgetting to, well, with abilities, kind of really did hurt him that this Miltank did not have Scrappy. Otherwise, it would have definitely been able to take out Mismagius, and, well, I would have had to rely on Altaria. But eventually, I do end up getting 2 crits in a row with Hidden Power Fighting, just to save time, and, yeah, that will finish off the Miltank. And I have defeated Fulham in Neverused. So, thanks for the battle, man, and let me think of a question of the day for you fine people. Alright, so I was watching some of my old battles, and I noticed I did at one point, I did a series of question of the days about your favorite Pokemon of a given type. And because Fairy is a new type, I've never done one of those question of the days. So today's question of the day is this: what is your favorite Fairy type in Pokemans, yo? As for me, now there is a very, very few Fairy types. It is the smallest type. It's, well, new, obviously. And on top of that, they only had a handful of Pokemon convert to Fairy type. Now, if I had to pick my favorite, it'll probably be close. I do like Granbull. I do like Togekiss. And it would probably be between one of those two, to be honest. They're just pretty cool mons. But as for a new Fairy type, I do like Klefki. And I don't know, I kind of want to try to use it, but at the same time, it doesn't look that promising. Although, I guess I could use it. Is it never used, or is it underused? I'll try to fit it in a team sometime, because I do think it's kind of neat. But yeah, leave a comment about your favorite Fairy type, and later, everyone. And oh yeah, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe if you like this video. Thanks, later.